bit about me. To start off with, I've been in hospitality now for 22 years. I started off washing dishes and, worked my way up and always wanted to learn and progress and do better. And then obviously, whenever I met Archie, as I call him, I was the executive head chef in the Marriott, and that was for Jean-Christophe Novelli. So I was his executive head chef. Actually moved on from the Marriott. I'm now working in a hotel in Newcastle. It's the Sleeve Donard. So it's a luxury golf resort where I'm head chef. I overlook 5 food outlets. So it's a 180 bedroom hotel.
So, John, thank you so much for joining with us. This is huge, a big thank from our community to having you here, and we are so much glad to having you here. So, my first question from our guests and from everybody, most of from young boys who just trying to join this industry, they keep dreaming being a good chef like you, doing better in this industry. So how they can start in this career, how they will proceed, if you have any tips for them?
For me, it starts from an early age, from a young age. You need to have that love of food. If you don't love what you do, it's pointless. But if you love food and if you love eating, if you love going out for dinner, if you love creating things, then this is the career for you. And I suppose we're all at different stages in our career. So for any young people wanting to get into the industry, find out what you want to do. Do you want to go and cook Michelin star restaurants? Do you want to cook different styles of food, different cultures? I think it's about the person needs to find out what they want to do themselves. If that makes sense,
Yeah. So as a beginner, as a newcomer, they have to go for a specific culinary school, or you think they have to start working in a restaurant or hotel, whatever they got? Which one you pick?
Both. Education is obviously very important. And the skills and knowledge you will gain in culinary college is the fundamentals of cooking. So if and I would also work part-time or whatever, just to get yourself experience and to find out how your kitchen works. Yeah. I think both of them are equally as important as each other.
Yeah.
I think education.
Here, I have a quick question about so many industry in our country, and most of Asian country, culinary school not like here. In our Asian country, the culinary school more not practical that much. They're doing theoretical based. They're teaching theoretical lesson and describing everything, but the boys they don't have that much opportunity handle the food and cooking and develop their knife skill and everything. So that point, what do you recommend? You want to tell them to go working in a restaurant or somewhere, or and beside it they can study their culinary school or course, whatever they do? Which one do you think best?
If you go to culinary school and you don't feel like you're being challenged, or you don't feel like you're progressing, then it's maybe not the right culinary school for you. I myself, I didn't really start studying in colleges until I was I was a good few years into my career. So whenever I went to college, I already had the knife skills, the cooking, precision cooking meats, cooking fish. So I didn't have that until later on. So I maybe went about things backwards. I went to restaurants, went and worked, and then I done college later. Some people are different. Some people learn different.
So many people we have here, like we can see on his skin the Humayun Kabir Ifti and Shariful Islam. They're working in some different hotel or different Shariful Islam working in as a coach chef, and yeah, there's so much skill. So many people, there's so much skill in different they're living different country, working different cuisine, and yeah, but they have a dream. They have a like thinking they will go abroad, like Europe country, and America or England here, whatever, or Ireland or any other English country, Spain or New Zealand. But everybody like planning, trying to planning like this. Yeah, what I have to specifically develop for hunting job there, and how can I show my skill and everything. So that particular case, so many people are developing their LinkedIn profile, that trying to connect it, make connection with global chef and everybody. But it's still little bit some barrier for like communication skill. They are a little bit back because yeah, obviously English is not our first language, and yeah. So, what do you think before, like, before applying for a job in English country or somewhere? What specifically they have to do about to develop their communication skill and everything?
I don't think. Yes, it helps, but I think working with a team will improve your communication skills. Take yourself for example. You come into a kitchen, and it was all people who were very fluent in English, albeit from different countries. You had Ireland, you had Spanish.
Yeah.
You had different, and throughout the course of time, I noticed your English improved massively. I don't think language should hold you back.
Yeah.
I think if you have the skills and you have the want to learn, and you go into the right environment, then that should be nurtured and progress.
So that means who have the skill and who are confident and passionate about this industry, that don't have to bother about their language and communication skill that much. They will learn slowly when they work with team and they perform in any English kitchen or somewhere. So
Yeah.
they will slowly learn.
I think so. I know even for yourself, whenever you first started,
yeah,
we talk very quick.
Yeah.
We talk very quick.
Yeah.
And as time went on, you understood us more and more and more.
Yeah.
I don't think. Obviously, you will need a basic English speaking language, but if you have the skill set and the want to learn, it will come naturally.
So, John, here I have another question from my previous audience. Actually, they comment before. So one of our audience, they want to know if they're trying to apply for a job and they face an interview. So basically, what you look, you are a head chef of a luxury hotel. So suppose you're gonna hire a sous chef for you. So what do you look for that sous chef?
So for me, it all starts from your CV. So your CV is very important. It needs to be very, it doesn't need to be a book. It needs to be short, precise, and then you want to pick it up, read it, and go, yes, very experienced, grand. Let's get him in for an interview. And that is 90% of the time. Once you get to interview stage, that's the easier part. Your CV says so much about you. Make sure there's no spelling mistakes. Make sure there's no bad grammar. Your CV is a reflection of you.
CV, when we make CV, how many page you recommend that particular case?
For me, 3-4.
3-4.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because for me, if I pick up a CV, and if it's 25 pages, you're not going to read 25 pages. It needs to be clear, concise, straight to the point. Where have you worked? Bum, bum, bum. A good job history. A cover letter as well. A cover letter is always very good. It's your first introduction to a potential employer about you as a person. If you get a cover letter and you say, in 10 years I want to do this, 5 years I want to do that, this is what I am interested in, that already gives your employer an insight into who you are. So I would recommend a cover letter.
So in the cover letter, you think one chef or one newcomer have to mention what they're looking for, what they're aiming for, their goal, and what they're passionate about, that kind of stuff, or something else?
Very, very like a very short cover letter. One paragraph, 2 paragraphs maybe, just about you. It gives a very good introduction of who you are as a person, and this is before they read your CV. For me, as an employer, when I see a cover letter and I talk about people wanting to learn and progress, this to me as an employer says, okay, let's get this guy in for an interview. Let's talk to this guy.
One common problem in our back home country is we have large number of population. So in like a hotel or industry, we when we going for job, like in our 5-star hotel, where I start first, maybe we have 200 chefs in a hotel. So, but it's not that much large than your one. Like maybe similar size, room booking maybe similar, but so many chefs, so many stewards. So what's happened that moment, at that particular moment, the other chef, they don't have the current opportunity for getting promotion. Like some chef maybe working for 10 years or 15 years, they're doing all the job as like sous chef or head chef do, like most of like sous chef or chef de partie do, but they're still holding comic chef 1, 2, keeping so much behind. So they have a skill, they know what to do. They don't have the title only, but they work in the industry so long, they're doing everything. So when they apply like a European country or somewhere or any big industry, is that any issue gonna happen with them, or what do you think? What they should do in that particular moment?
No, I don't think it should be an issue. If people apply, and I say once you get to interview, if you get to interview, that's say 50% done. A lot of people will look at CVs and just go, no, no, no. And so once you get to interview, this is it's your time to shine. It's your time to show your personality and have a face-to-face conversation with your potential employer. And if you get to interview, obviously the employer is interested in you by your CV, by your cover letter, by you, and then you just have to do an interview and impress them. To me, if you get the interview, it's 50% the way there.
If somebody calls for interview, that means I have the chance and opportunity to hunt the job. So my second duty to impress my interviewer, talk with him nicely. So, if I have little bit lack of language. Suppose Humayun Kabir, he have so much experience. He running a hotel and he doing very well. But he not feeling confident enough to speak with international because he is scared a little bit. Yeah, I don't have that much good English and everything. So what do you feel if then they have to scare for this situation and they have to speak what they got the English? If broken, doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me. For me personally, it doesn't matter. People who want to, learn and progress are the most important. I know now there is a few key skills that from an employer I would look for in an interview. Now, one of them, be on time. Be early. If you show up to an interview 5 minutes late, it doesn't look good. It's a bad first impression. Now depending on what hotel or restaurant or they might have different questions or might want you to answer differently. If you don't understand, ask them, can you repeat the question? That should not hold you back. And for me, the biggest one is, we've all been there. We've all been at the end of an interview when they say, have you any questions for me? Have you been there?
Yeah, but I've been there. I just, when you asked me the question, I asked him for going kitchen for prepping. I remember that day.
So for me, that's a really big question. So whenever an employer says to you, have you any questions? Ask them questions. It shows that you're interested in the role and that you want to, learn about the company, you want to learn about the business. Ask them questions.
Hello, Shane.
Hello.
Sorry for interrupting you.
No, not at all.
I have a question. If I don't have any job experience, so how can I get a job without any work experience? I mean, how can I prepare my CV without any experience?
Be honest. I would, if you've never worked in a kitchen before and you came to me, and you said, you want to do this and you want to do that, but you don't have the experience. I would take that, because for me, someone who has no experience is a blank canvas. So if I want, if I take you into my kitchen and say, this is how I want things done, you will do it that way. Don't be, if you're applying for places, just be honest. Say, look, I don't have any experience, but I really want to do this. Now, you might not get where you want to be straight away, but, keep banging on people's doors. Somebody will take you in, and somebody will take a chance. And whenever you get that person that takes you in and gives you a chance, you're gonna work for them, and you're gonna work really hard, because you're gonna turn around and say, this guy's gave me a chance. I want to prove him right.
Let me take another question from Saifuddin Rahman. Before it, I speak in Bengali for everybody. হাত তুলবেন যদি কারো কোয়েশ্চেন করার ইচ্ছা থাকে, হাত তুলবেন। আমাদের নিয়ম আছে, হাত তুলবেন, আমি সিরিয়ালি আপনাদেরকে সিরিয়াল দিব, হাত তুলে কোয়েশ্চেন করতে পারবেন। So this is Saifur Rahman. He is one of my bootcamp member, and yeah, he is a very big guy running a restaurant, a hotel in Cox's Bazar, one as busiest area. So we have a question, I think. Saifullah, go ahead, please.
Chef, hi, how are you?
How are you?
Fine. How are you, Chef? How are you, Chef?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you, Chef, joining with us. Give us your important time and also direction how to improve ourselves. Actually, we're proud of you because we are the bootcamp members. Too much days we are waiting for you, Chef. My question is, my name is Saifuddin. I work before Middle East, Dubai, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, even Oman also. I work before Moonbig chain. Then I come Bangladesh. Now I'm working as a 3-star hotel in Cox's Bazar. We have also too much foreigner, maybe 50 room foreigner guest. So I want to go abroad, like European country or English country, but I didn't make complete my English test. Without English test, how I go Europe country, or give me some tips or tricks how to improve myself. Chef.
Yeah, your English for me is fine. You don't need a piece of paper to say that you can speak English. Your English is fine. Again, just keep, apply, go to, a piece of paper does not make your language better. Your English is fine. I can understand you perfectly. So this should not affect you in any kitchen.
Yes, Chef.
That's my that's me being honest. If you came to interview to me and you said you had trouble with language, I would say no, you don't. Long and short, don't let anything hold you back. If you want to work in Europe and you want to work in good restaurants, nothing will hold you back.
Thank you, John. So let me take another question from MD Hussain Leighton. Go ahead, Leighton, brother. Turn on your microphone and go ahead.
Thank you for my all chefs, and especially thank you, Mr. Arfatul Islam chef. Nice to meeting you all, chef. And how about you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, this is Leighton Hussain. I want to say something about me. I'm still in Romania, and I have previous experience about the kitchen line. And before I was the work at 2 years 6 months. Now I say in Romania I'm getting a chance to for others country to abroad and to Central Europe. So how you can help me
Now,
and what I should be do?
brother, if you have a specific question like this session about the career development and rest of the
Okay.
stuff, if you have a specific question about this,
Well, thanks to Arfatul, and I'm feeling proud for you because I'm talking with you seriously, and I have one question. I'm trying to lots of things like LinkedIn and Facebook. I'm saying the most of posting for the job, and I want to chance to abroad the Central Europe. How I can do
so
for the work?
John, his main question about I got it. He trying to understand how can he apply or how can he get a job in your country. He already in Romania, so he wanna go maybe somewhere else, Spain or France like that, or maybe.
So for me, that's a big move. What you're doing, I would look at maybe a hotel that would offer staff accommodation.
Yeah.
But find the right hotel. Find a hotel that's going to suit you.
Yeah.
Ask them, do they offer accommodation? Ask them, do they offer sponsorship potentially? Again, there's nothing wrong with asking an employer questions. Some employers like, because it shows you're keen and you're enthusiastic. So if you were looking to obviously move into Europe or Central Europe, London, Ireland, whatever, and you want to go into hotel work, ask them, can you provide staff accommodation? And a lot of them, some of them will, some of them won't. But, it's a bit like fishing. If you throw 100 rods, you're going to catch one fish.
Yeah, that's the point.
So keep trying. Keep trying.
Yeah, we have to keep trying. That's the main point, actually. So, John, I'm sorry for interrupt again. Let's back to the point. And you talking about what you looking for as chef when you hiring people for your kitchen. You say for time management first, and yeah. So next point, what are you looking for after time management?
Yeah, so obviously time management is the very, very key. If you show up to your interview late, that sets the tone for your employer. So if I say interview at 2:00 and you come in at 2:15, it doesn't look good. So always, as I say, make sure you're on time. Answer the questions as best you can. If you don't understand them, just say, I don't understand the question. Can you repeat it? And just get a feel. Get a feel about who the person potentially employing you is. And as I say, at the end of the interview, whenever they say, have you any questions? Ask them some questions. It might not be relevant, but it shows that you're interested and you potentially want this. You potentially want this job.
What type of question they might maybe do when they say, like when you ask me, if you have any question, so I ask him for working in the kitchen or prepping something like that. That moment, and Yeah. So like who having interview like Zoom call? We have interview face to face. Who having interview in Zoom call? So what they can ask they can ask about the hotel or about the restaurant where they want to work about
Yeah.
that or something specific.
So I'll give you an example. I did 2 interviews on Monday.
Yeah.
And the first guy, at the end of every interview, do you have any questions? No, I'm okay. So the second guy, he said there's obviously you remember IFAX?
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, look, IFAX is coming up, and there's a couple of different cooking competitions coming up. Would the hotel support me in this? Which was a really good question.
Yeah.
And of course, the answer was yes. Of course, if you want to come in on your time off and practice dishes for this competition, we will. The hotel will support you. And that's an example of quite a good question.
Yeah. And that question make him passionate. He trying to doing better.
Yeah, and that's that shows to us as employers that this young man, well, he's not here just for the money. He wants to have a career.
Yeah.
So it was a really good question. I was really impressed. It's not too often I come away from an interview and be really impressed, but I was impressed by that one.
So suppose you having interview for a sous chef. What question you ask first? Your first question, what it will be?
So for me, it's always a good one. Is what do you know about the hotel? What do you know about the restaurant? What do you know about because that, to me, you're asking them, have you done your research? If you turn up to an interview and go, oh, I don't know, it doesn't look good. If you turn up to an interview tomorrow and say, yes, you're a 180 bedroom hotel, you have this food outlet, this food outlet, this food outlet, your owners are this, do a bit of research. Like whatever.
So before going for any interview, having little bit research about their hotel and restaurant, about their service, what they do, that's really important. You mean? So after that, what you ask? The second question.
Oh, second question.
Yeah.
Well, if they could pass the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So generally within hotels, they will have set of guideline questions. And depending on what level of chef you're going for, the questions will get harder. So if it is a sous chef,
yeah,
they are going to be, you talk more about money, percentages, GP margins, sort of more of the managerial stuff. Whereas if you go to like a commis chef, you talk more about what's their interests, what kind of chefs out there, do you follow, what kind of chefs, and that kind of gives you a good indication from a junior level.
I remember you asked me the same question, and I'm talking about Jamie and Ramsey.
Yeah. No, you said Jamie Oliver.
Jamie Oliver. I remember the same question you asked me at my interview. That's nice. So after that, what it will be your third question?
Oh God!
I'm going tough, man.
Oh, you are going tough, like. Again, what's again depends on the level of experience you're looking for. Junior level, like what kind of food trends do you like? What do you think is going to be the next up and coming food trend? What dishes do you like to cook? You know, if somebody says they want, you know, they love cooking beans and toast at home,
Yeah.
then you're like, no, go away.
I can make chili jam.
Baby jam.
You remember the jam and baby jam and baby
Baby
jam?
jam. Yeah. So for all the rest of the guys on the call, we were in the kitchen one day, and I asked Archie to go to the fridge and get some baby jam lettuce, and he thought I said baby jam, so he comes back up with the wee tiny portions of jam and hands it to me. I says, "What's this?" He goes, "Baby jam."
Baby.
And
Oh, tell another story. It was so funny.
and
I miss the moment. Still, I miss the moment. Very, very nice. We take in one question from our participant, Naim Sheikh. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Chef. Nice to
Hello.
meet you. Yeah,
How are
nice to
you?
meet you, Chef. I'm good. And you?
Good, thank you. Yeah, good.
I have a question for you, Chef.
Of course, fire away.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
If
Answer
some,
question জিজ্ঞেস করেন।
yeah. If someone has institutional education on culinary and hotel management and has less experience of working in big industrial kitchen, how they will have the opportunity to get a job in Europe and America?
Well, you know, if you've done a degree, fantastic. Employers will look at that and see that you've spent how many years in college? Sorry,
Now I am in 2 years.
2 years. So if you spend 2 years in college learning
I'm doing diploma in
Yeah.
hotel management right now.
So if you commit your time into education and doing a diplomacy, employers will look at that and say, this person wants to work in hotels. This person wants to work in hospitality. And again, you know, they will support that. If you have, how long have you left in your course?
কতদিন বাকি আছে কোর্সে?
Yeah, I just 6 months. I mean,
Yeah. If you work in a hotel and you still need to finish college, any good hotel will support you, and they will, not just hotel, any good hotel and any good manager will give you the time off that you need to attend college. And around that time of year when there's exams and stuff, any good hotel or manager will give you enough time to study, because that is a very important degree to have. So again, to answer my question, yes, you're showing that you want to be in hospitality, and if you get a job and they don't support that, then you're maybe in the wrong hotel or restaurant. For me, with Archie, I fully supported him. So he obviously studied in the University of Ulster and still worked, which is quite a lot. But he's a smart cookie. And I supported him if he needed time off for exams or anything like that. I was happy to help him. So
thank you, Chef. Thank you, Chef.
So John, are we moving for another question from our?
okay, can I just? Somebody's not just knocked the front door. Can I be 2 seconds?
Yeah, you take time.
I think it's the postman.
Yeah, take your parcel. So সবার উদ্দেশ্যে আমি বলতে চাই কোয়েশ্চেন থেকে হাত তুলবেন আর মাইক্রোফোন আমার বারবার অফ করতে হচ্ছে, ঠিক আছে? হ্যাঁ, আমি যখন বলবো তখন মাইক্রোফোন অন করবেন, এছাড়া আপনারা মাইক্রোফোন অফ রাখবেন, ঠিক আছে? আর কিছু কোয়েশ্চেন করে নিয়েন, আপনাদের কিছু জানার থাকলে অফ টপিক কোয়েশ্চেন করবেন না, অফ টপিক কোয়েশ্চেন করলে ও কমফর্ট ফিল করবে না, কারণ অনেক কিছু আমাদের ইমিগ্রেশনের বিষয় টিষয় ও কম এগুলো জানে না ওরা, ঠিক আছে? ওরা তো কেরিয়ার রিলেটেড এগুলা আপনাকে অ্যাডভাইস বেশি করতে পারবে টপিক অনুসারে আর কি, যে ভিসা সংক্রান্ত বা অন্যান্য সংক্রান্ত জিনিসগুলা এগুলা তো আমি আপনাদের বলে থাকি, যেহেতু ওরাও এগুলা ডিল করে না, ওরা ভাবে যে নর্মাল, আমার জন্য বাংলা বলা যেরকম নর্মাল ওর জন্য ইংলিশ বলা এরকম নর্মাল, আর ওর জন্য ওদের দেশে থাকা এরকম নর্মাল, বাংলাদেশে এরকম নর্মাল অবস্থায় আছে, ওরা এরকম নর্মাল অবস্থায় আছে, ঠিক আছে? তো আপনার একটু ক্যারিয়ার রিলেটেড যায়। So we taking our next question from Arman. Yeah, Arman.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আমি আসলে বাংলাতেই কোশ্চেনটা করে আরিফ ভাই আপনি একটু ট্রান্সলেট করে দিন কেমন? আমি আসলে যেখানে আছে আমি ওইভাবে কথা বলতেছি পারতেছি না, আমি ডিউটিতে আছি ইতালিতে, আমি আলহামদুলিল্লাহ ইতালিতে আছি রোমে। একটা ইতালিয়ান রেস্টুরেন্টে আমি অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট হিসেবে জব করতেছি আজকে 1 বছর যাবত। এখন আমি কিভাবে শেফ লেভেলটা কমপ্লিট করা যায় বা ডিপ্লোমা করা যায়, আমি আসলে নতুন হিসাবে আমি ইতালির যে আমি খুঁজতেছি, মানে যে আমি একটা শেফের যে কোর্সটা 6 মাস বা 1 বছর করার জন্য এটা আমি ইয়ে করতেছি, কিন্তু বিশেষ করে আমি যেখানে যে রেস্টুরেন্টে জবটা করতেছি এখন ইতালিয়ান, আলহামদুলিল্লাহ এখানে আপনার যে ইতালিয়ান রেসিপি যে পাস্তা তারপর সেকেন্ড ফ্রিমি আলহামদুলিল্লাহ আমি পারি, কিন্তু এই পারা দিতেও হবে না, মানে এটা থেকে আরো কিভাবে ডেভেলপ করা যায় সেটা কিভাবে করা যায় আমি জানতে চাচ্ছি আর কি। আর বিষয় হচ্ছে যে আমি খুঁজছি যে আমি যে কোর্সটা করব, আমি এখানে আলহামদুলিল্লাহ ইতালিয়ান যে পাস্তা সেকেন্ড দিয়ে আইটেম যেগুলো এগুলো সবগুলোর নাম এবং কি আমি এগুলা শেফ না থাকাকালীন এগুলো আমি সার্চ করি বা আমি প্রিপেয়ার করে দিই, তো দেন কাস্টমাররা এগুলা ইয়ে করে আর কি, বুঝছেন? এখন আমি কোর্সটা যে কিভাবে করতে পারি এটা আমি যদি বলতে,
আমি বুঝছি আপনি কি কোশ্চেন করতে চাচ্ছেন।
হ্যাঁ
John, he have question. He also already working in a restaurant, and he just here for you, joining with you. And yeah, so his question, he working as a KP right now. So in Italy. So he work in a KP in Italy, and yeah, but he helping the chef for cooking. He work in a restaurant, so sometimes our KP little bit prep and other stuff. So he learned from them their ingredient name, and he doing some dishes. So his question, how he can improve his skill, what type of course he have to go.
So I'm not too sure about how it works in Italy or what type of courses they have available. But for me, I would speak to your head chef, say, I really enjoy this. I really want to cook. Can I help you? Can I help you more? It may not be lots of big jobs to start with, but he will learn as he goes along. Lots of really good chefs start off as kitchen porters, and it's just a natural progression then into becoming a chef. So I would just keep doing what you're doing. Ask your chef loads of questions, show him you're keen, show him you're interested. Yeah, and keep torturing him. Ask him a million questions every day. Yeah, you're on the right track.
Well, thank you, John. I'm translating for him. So John যেটা বলছে আপনাকে বলছে আপনার কোর্সের এত কিছুতে প্যারা নেওয়ার দরকার নেই, আপনি আপনার হেড শেফ প্রতিদিন জ্বালান, ওকে কোয়েশ্চেন করেন, ও ওকে বলেন যে আপনি ওকে আরো হেল্প করতে চান, ঠিক আছে, কিভাবে আপনি ওকে হেল্প করতে পারেন, ওকে এটা এরকম অ্যাপ্রোচ করেন, আপনি ওকে হেল্পিং এর অ্যাপ্রোচ করেন, ঠিক আছে, হেল্পিং এর অ্যাপ্রোচ করে বলবেন যে আমি এগুলা করতে এনজয় করতেছি, আমি কিভাবে আপনাকে আরো হেল্প করতে পারি, বুঝছেন? এভাবে ওকে কি টর্চারিং এর মধ্যে রাখেন, প্রেসারের মধ্যে রাখেন, কাজ হয়ে যাবে। ও বলতে চাচ্ছে এটা, আরে বড় বড় শেফ যতজন আছে সবাই কেপি থেকে শুরু করছে, স্টার্টিং ফ্রম কেপি, সো ডাজন্ট ম্যাটার, কিপ গোয়িং, লাইক কিপ টর্চারিং ইউর বস, ওই জিনিসটাই বলতেছে আর কি। তো শিখতে চেষ্টা করেন, ওকে হেল্পিং এর অফার করেন, এই জিনিসটাই বলছে। সো উই গোয়িং ফর অ্যানাদার কোয়েশ্চেন ফ্রম I'm giving opportunity my camp member first, then I will go others. Fahim first.
Chef, I have a question. Can I say?
Yeah, go.
Chef, my question is when we sit down to interview, what do they emphasize and what are our topic they follow?
Sorry, can you say that again, please?
Chef, my question is when we sit down to interview, what do they emphasize and what are our topics they follow?
So your topics, they will depending on the interview questions and the role you're going for, but a lot of the questions will be relevant to, say, the hotel you're going to work for. So I would say do a bit of research, find out the hotel. And, you know, answer questions as best you can. If you don't know the answer or want them to repeat the question, ask them. You know, it's not, you know, interviews shouldn't be scary. You know, it should be about you picking the right move and what's best for you. And if you don't get a good feeling from an interview, then generally it's not for you. You know, it's not the place you want to work. You know, you want to work somewhere that you're going to feel comfortable and you're going to feel happy. And not
Thank you, Chef.
So
oh, we're all beating on out.
next question will be taken from Abul Buhian. Buhian bhai, go ahead please.
Okay, thank you so much, Chef. Thank you, Mr. John, joining with us. Actually, I have some question about for job interview and the apply the UK. As first of all, introduce myself. My name is Abdul Alim. I work last 16 years in the 2-3 countries like Bangladesh, Dubai, and currently I am in Saudi Arabia. So actually, I want to know what is the most important skill need for the if I go UK or any other European country. What is the most important skill I need?
Well, that's a very good question. I don't think there's one skill that's the most important. I think they're all important. Yeah, it's a really good question. Hank, you've got me stuck now. No, there's no one single thing. Yeah, I'm really stumped now. You've got me there.
No,
Yes,
Chef. One thing, say, listen me. For example, you know, this Bangladesh, we don't have is culinary school as much more because we don't have in background in culinary any skill, but we have been professionally skill in the cooking, the hospitality. Because last 16 years I working at least in 5 company, catering, hotel, and restaurant, cafeteria. I have good experience in the continental or so many recipes, but main thing is problem. Our background is no certificate. Any certification we don't have in this hospitality industry. So I think this is problem for if I go interview or if I apply for the job in the UK or any other countries. As I mentioned this one. That's when we don't have any background in the education about this culinary. So what
Um,
Johnny, you got his question. I think I understand his question. His question is mostly about he doesn't have any culinary school certification or any short-term certification. So that particular, but he have the experience on his shoulder. So that particular moment, what he can do. So what you looking for? Do you as like somebody taking his interview, they're looking for his certificate or his experience? Which one will work for him?
in Europe, generally experience.
So আবুল ভাই ভাই বুঝতে পারছেন এক্সপেরিয়েন্সটা আপনাকে প্রেফার বেশি করতেছে আর কি so he don't have to worry about his certification and everything if he have enough experience to do.
Yeah, if you have good experience and good skills, lots of people will just they want skill.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, sir.
They want skill.
So-
16 years, fantastic, and you're still highly motivated, which is really really good as well. You know, keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, thanks, sir.
So we going for next question from Meheraful Arman. মেহরাফুল আরমান আপনার মাইক্রোফোন অন করেন অন কইরা তারপরে বলেন
আসসালামু আলাইকুম আসলে আমি আমার প্রথম যে কোশ্চেনটা করছিলাম আমি বুঝতে পারছি যে কিভাবে আমার যে সামনের দিকে যে শেপ লেভেলটা কমপ্লিট করা যায় ওইটা আসলে আমি আরেকটা জিনিস জানতে চাচ্ছি যে যদি আমাকে যদি ভালো করে যে ইতালিয়ান শেফের যে ইয়েটা নিতে হয় তাহলে কি আমাকে কি এইভাবে প্র্যাকটিস করতে হবে নাকি আলাদাভাবে যে কোনো একাডেমি অথবা ইতালিয়ান কোনো স্কুলে পড়তে হবে নাকি এভাবে প্রত্যেক রিসার্চ করতে হবে যে কোনটা কিভাবে করে বা শেফকে জিজ্ঞাসা করতে হবে এভাবেই
Okay, no problem. John, right now I'm helping you a little bit answering your question. এটার জন্য আপনাকে যেটা করতে হবে এটা হচ্ছে আপনি যেখানে কাজ করতেছেন এখানে আপনি কি কোথাও কাজ করতেছেন
আমি ইতালিতে কাজ করতেছি আমি কিছু ইতালিতে কাজ করছি একটা ইতালিয়ান রেস্টুরেন্টে
আপনি
আমি সেকেন্ড পজিশনে আছি যে আমার উপরে যে শেফ আছে আমি সেকেন্ড পজিশনে আছি পাঁচজনের শেফ আছে
এখন আপনার যেটা দায়িত্ব হবে এটা হচ্ছে আপনাকে যে কাজটা করতেছেন ওই কাজটা কন্টিনিউ করা ভালো করে ওই কাজটা কন্টিনিউ করার পাশাপাশি আপনি যদি সার্টিফিকেশনের কিছু জিনিস চান তাহলে আমাদের অলরেডি স্টার্ট হয়েছে আমরা রেজিস্ট্রেশন নিচ্ছি সার্টিফিকেশনের জন্য আপনি এগুলো খুবই সস্তায় আপনি এগুলা করে ফেলতে পারবেন যেগুলো মাত্র বাংলাদেশে 3,000 5,000 এরকম টাকায় আমরা কিছু অফার করতেছি ওইগুলা করতে পারেন অথবা আপনি কিছু কোর্স অনলাইনে নিজে চাইলে ওইখান থেকেও করতে পারেন তো এটার জন্য বদার হওয়ার দরকার না সার্টিফিকেশন ওইভাবে গ্রো হয়ে যাবে বাট আপনি বিভিন্ন প্ল্যাটফর্ম আছে ওয়েবসাইটে বিভিন্ন প্ল্যাটফর্মে দেখেন বিভিন্ন ভালো ভালো শেফকে ফলো করেন জনের প্রথমেই বলছিল দেখেন একটা কোয়েশ্চেন ও করে কোন শেফকে ফলো করবে সো আপনি ভালো ভালো যত শেফ আছে ওদেরকে ফলো করবেন সো ওরা কি করে ওই অ্যাক্টিভিটিস গুলা খেয়াল রাখবেন ওইগুলা খেয়াল রাখে আসলে আপনি ব্রেন স্ট্রমিং করা নলেজ গ্যাদার করা দ্যাটস রিয়েলি ইম্পর্টেন্ট আপনি যদি ব্রেন স্ট্রমিং করেন নলেজ গ্যাদার করেন তারপরে ইমপ্লিমেন্ট করেন নিজের উপর জন কি প্রতিদিন শিখবেন জন একটা কথা বলতো জন I remember your one line is if you don't learn something new your day finish so that's one today still I remember all the time so I force myself I pick the line from you and I force myself and trying to learn everything something new every day at least one dish or one knowledge or one line something so I'm trying to do that using that line very well actually so
if you learn one thing every day in a year you've learned 365 new things
yeah
So, and that's, every day you wake up and do something different, learn something different.
সো
And then-
আরমান ভাই আপনি ওই কাজটাই করবেন আর কি প্রতিদিন শেখার চেষ্টা করবেন আর ইমপ্লিমেন্ট করবেন
আমি এটার ভিতরে পার্সোনাল একটা কথা বলছি। আমি আপনাকে নক দিয়েছিলাম মেসেঞ্জার, আমি রিপ্লাইটা পাইনি। যদি আমাকে রিপ্লাইটা দেওয়া হয় তাহলে আমি যোগাযোগ করতে পারবো।
আমি ব্যস্ত থাকি, আমার ওই অনুসারে আমি দেখে নিব, সমস্যা নাই। আমরা অন্য কোয়েশ্চেনে যাচ্ছি, এটা লাইভ সেশন তো
ওকে
নিয়ে কথা না বলি। So we going for next question from Muhammad Shan.
জি, আসসালামু আলাইকুম ভাইয়া।
Oh, sir. Go ahead.
আমার কোশ্চেন হচ্ছে যে আমি ফার্স্ট আমার পরিচয় দিতে চাই। আমি হচ্ছে ইয়েস ট্যুরিজম হোটেল ম্যানেজমেন্টের একটা হট কিচেনের স্টুডেন্ট, এবং আমাদের সাইফ শেফ আপনার সাথে এর আগে পেজে কথা হয়েছে, তো এখান থেকে আমি খুব ইন্সপায়ার, আপনার পেজে আমি লাইক করি। ফার্স্ট কোশ্চেন হচ্ছে না আমার, যে একজন ভালো শেফ হতে হলে নাইফের স্কিলটা কতটুকু ভালো হতে হবে, এবং একজন বিগিনার শেফ হিসেবে আমি আর কি কি স্কিল ডেভেলপ করতে পারি?
So John, he is a culinary school student. So he wants to know, as a beginner student, how much his knife skill how much knife skill he have to learn, and what's the important skill he have to learn, and how much is impact on his career. So if you have tips about the knife skill and every other stuff.
Knife skills are really, really important. Really, really important. If you have good knife skills, if it comes from, filleting fish or prepping meat, your knife skills need to be important. And obviously, as a young aspiring chef, invest in your knives. If you have good knives, it will help. If your knives are blunt, if your knives aren't looked after, this will hinder you. Your knives are the tools of your trade. So I'm not saying go out and buy the best knives you have. Just build your collection. Get to know your knife. I know that sounds weird, but I know my knives, and I know what the best knife for each job is, because they're my knives and I know them, and I look after them and take care of them. Yeah, your knives are very important, and they will help with your knife skills. In terms of improving your knife skills, practice. If you bring your knives home from work,
more practice knifing, cutting, and sometimes I take practice more my home at cutting vegetables, meats, fish. I try to my best.
yeah, and if you keep practicing, and you have a good knife, then your knife skills will be fantastic. And again, just keep practicing.
Yeah. So sorry for interrupt. We have to finish shortly, actually. So that's why I'm going for quick question. I will take some quick question from everybody. So I'm requesting just ask a short question, small question, important one, and don't ask the same question again and again, everybody. So now I'm going with Mahbub Elahi. Mahbub Elahi, brother, please.
Hello, chef. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
আমরা শুনতে পাচ্ছি, আপনি কোশ্চেনটা করেন।
Okay, I'm working in Portugal in a renowned group. It's look like a cultural district. I'm working in central kitchen, and my position is third cook. And before working in Bangladesh, lots of restaurant and one 4-star hotel. Now I am working third cook. what do you advise for third cook improve your culinary journey?
For me, a lot of self improvement. I read a lot of books from all the top chefs in the world. I follow them all on Instagram, and I look at what they do, and I try to bring that into my food without copying. I look at what they do, and I try to build my repertoire, build my own personal terms. Write everything down. If you try a recipe at home, write it down. If you think you need to tweak recipes, just change it, and do this dish after dish. And before you know it, you end up with loads of different notepads at home with different recipes and how you've improved them, and and then after a while it'll become second nature, just to tweak dishes, make them better, and then you can call them your dishes because you've tweaked them and you've improved them and you've worked on them. In terms of career progression, just keep doing what you're doing, and if you just keep progressing, and you'll keep wanting to learn. Everyone on this call wants to learn, and that's why they're here. And any employer will see that, and you will learn and you will progress.
So thank you, John. We taking next question. Introduction দেওয়ার দরকার নাই, just straight to the point. Straight question করবেন সবাই. Fazlur Rahman, please go ahead. Straight question.
Good evening, Chef. So my question is about for the beginners who about to starting their job. What will be the challenges they might face in future, and what will be the tricks and tips you want to give us get over them?
For beginners, it's long hours. The hours are long. Coffee will be your best friend.
Okay.
But again, if you're, as I said in my previous question, write everything down. Try and absorb as much information as you can. And then in terms of working in a kitchen, some things might not seem relevant. Like, standing cleaning fridges, that's not going to teach me how to cook, but it is going to teach you how to be a good chef in terms of management of how you organize a fridge and how you organize yourself.
Okay, starting from the bottom.
Starting from the bottom, learn everything.
Okay.
Write everything down. Work clean, work fast, work smart.
Okay.
So we going for next question from Humayun Kabir. Humayun Kabir, go ahead, brother.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you, sir?
Good, thank you.
Fine. Okay. My question is, what pivotal lesson or experience have significantly shaped your perspective and skills as a chef on the international stage?
Well, that's a very good question. So for me, lots of different things have shaped it for me. I've worked in different restaurants. I suppose looking back to one of the restaurants that really kind of shaped my philosophy on food was a place in Galway. It was a 1 Michelin star place called Anir, and it translates in Irish as from the West. And what that meant in terms of menu design and what that meant in terms of menu design and menu creation was, as I say, Anir meant from the West. So the head chef then, he would not source anything that was not from the west of Ireland. So there was a lot of foraging, you know, we go out and pick seaweed on our break. We didn't use chocolate because he could not source chocolate from the west of Ireland. And for me, now that's really stayed with me in the terms of how local can we get food. You know, can we get really good food from just down the road, or do we need to import it? And for me, some of the food in Ireland is fantastic. Our cheese, our dairy and our beef is top notch. So I think that's really, that one restaurant experience sort of defined what I'm about now. Archie, would you agree? Our cheese and our milk and beef.
I really agree. But they're the best quality we got in from Northern Ireland. Still, I'm using here from Northern Ireland the mozzarella and the buttermilk, everything spectacular, very fantastic ingredient. And now we going for our. Thank you for my invite. And we going for next.
Yes, of course.
Okay, go ahead. Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So, Chef, which quality will help us to be the most confident to become a chef at the international level?
Again, it comes back to ingredients. If you work with really good ingredients that you're proud of, now I can come online and I can say that, you know, Northern Ireland beef is the best and Northern Ireland dairy is the best, but you know, it's good having Arfat here that he knows, he's experienced it, and it is really good quality product.
Yeah.
So if you've got a really good quality product, cook it right, cook it really simply, and the quality of the product will shine.
It's like playing with your ingredients. What do you got? Pick your best quality ingredient around you and use them well. Cook simply, and you bring up the best flavor you can. So it's help you to like being a great chef in your area. Explain people, show them story and connection between the ingredient and your reason, so they will feel better when they come for eating. It's not only like they eat, they want some experience, they want some feeling. So when you plate something, that it could be attached with their history. Maybe there's some local product, so they can feel, oh, it's from our neighbor's gardens, it's from here.
It tells a story.
Yeah, tells a story. That's the thing, actually. We're going for.
Thank you, Chef.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. We're going for another quick question from Shakil Ahmed, please.
Hello. Good evening, Chef John. Chef John
Good
Clark.
evening. How are you?
My question is how to adapt to a new work environment as a chef.
Nice.
How he
will be used to. That means so he like when as a beginner, a newbie in a restaurant. So how can he adapt himself, being used to that environment? He wanna know this thing actually.
Again, if you go back to, as I say, it's long hours. One thing I find is really important is your footwear, your shoes. So if you're working in a new environment, and you're not used to working maybe 10, 12 hours a day, having good shoes is very important. And then obviously you want to go into a new environment and you want to impress, but at the same time you want to take in as much knowledge as you can. And for me, I would rather get somebody to show me, like, how would you like this done? Can you show me? Ask lots of questions. Yeah. I appreciate that going into a new job or a new environment, the first couple of weeks is very hard. We've all been there. But after a couple of weeks, it should become second nature to you. And then you should be able to progress from there. Has that answered your question?
Yep, that's nice. So we're going for our final question from Ahmed Rafi. Then after that, John will give some tips and advice, and we will finish our session today. And before it, I have a request. So having a nice screenshot, share with your social media, and share this event here, so others will be helpful, can learn something from here. We have so many questions and answers, so many discussions, career-related advice, tips and tricks here. John gives so many here. So our duty is spread it to everybody, sharing knowledge. So that's what you guys gonna be do. Share as much as you can, and keep supporting. And I'm going my final question now. Ahmed Rafi. Rafin.
Thanks for giving the opportunity to talking with Mr. John and Arfatul Bhaiya. I'm preparing my IELTS and really want to go in UK for completing my further study. And the subject I chose that is hotel management, because this is my dream to become a professional chef one day. And which is the best option for me? I mean, should I go for a bachelor or go for diploma? And my second question is, choosing chef profession, is this a right choice? And how many years it takes to reach goal in chef career? Thank you so much for hearing me.
John, I will take the first question. Academic.
You are.
You go second one. Okay. So, as a beginner, like if you want to study in abroad, so obviously I prefer going for bachelor. So pick the bachelor and go for best culinary school who have the big facility, like culinary school. Ulster University is like, they have huge campus, huge laboratory for practicing food and everything. And we have a restaurant, is called Academy. So if you are study there, you can also work in academia and you can practice your food and everything. And also Northern Ireland, so much helpful environment. So that's the right place. And if you need any sort of help, I will help. No problem. And if you wanna go for second choice, maybe University College Birmingham and other culinary school. So going for bachelor is better because it's counted level 6. So that's my point. Now back to the John.
Sorry, I forgot the second question. You've been off and you stole the show.
So second question was his second question was like, how can he? How long does it take to be a good chef? Maybe. But এটা ছিল question. Is
I
that your
mean,
question?
this question, is this a right choice for me? And how many years it takes to reach my goal in a chef career?
Well, this depends on your goal. What is your end goal? Do you want to become a head chef, or sous chef, chef de partie? I suppose that determines on what your goal is. To get the head chef, again, depends on the person. Depends on how much you want to push yourself and how much you want to progress. But I would agree with Arfat in doing a bachelor's degree and working as a chef, because it will help longer term. Does that help in any way?
Okay, thank you so much for advising me.
Thank you. Guys, can I ask, has this been helpful?
Oh, sorry, John. Sorry, it's like number a little bit. So yeah, John. Thank you for having you. Oh, maybe we have two more questions. Okay, Monowar Hussain, go ahead quickly, please.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম ভাই।
হ্যাঁ ভাই সাহেব, জলদি একটু জিজ্ঞেস কর।
ভাই বারিস্তা বিষয়ে কি কোনো পরামর্শ দেওয়া যাবে বারিস্তা?
Yeah, no problem. He wanted he want to know about bartender, some tips.
Bartender?
Yeah.
Yes, bartender.
For cocktails or just what?
Cocktail, mocktail.
Yeah.
In total, as a barista, total career. What do you suggest?
Yeah, cocktails are very at the moment they're very, very popular. So again, I would you obviously use Instagram, yes?
Instagram use করেন?
জি ভাই।
Yeah. So there is a cocktail bar in New York. It's called the Dead Rabbit. It's been voted the best cocktail bar in the world 3 years in a row. Look them up. I think they have their own cocktail book as well. And I would just take inspiration from them and go and see where the world takes you.
That's nice.
And
so,
if you make any fancy cocktails, send one to Belfast.
You will. So, Kader Shodar, your last question, please, and we have to close our session. Kader bhai, microphone on করে আপনি কোয়েশ্চেনটা করে ফেল। Maybe you have trouble. Kader bhai, mic-টা on করতে হবে. You have to turn on your mic, then you can. Okay. Okay, no worries. Just we go for ending. That's a huge timing actually. Already more than 1 hour. So thank you so much. Thank you so much from our community. And সবাই কিছু স্ক্রিনশট নেন তো, নিয়ে আমাদের শেয়ার করেন। আমি আমাকে শেয়ার করলে আমি জনের সাথে শেয়ার করব। So thank you, John, to having you here. You give so many to us to help our career and improve our skill. So at the end, I like to know what your last word, what's your last message for our experienced chef, our beginner. So give me your last word and last advice for everyone, the beginner to.
For me, everyone seems really eager to learn and progress and have good careers. keep going. These are doing brilliant. These are really positive and really, yeah, super. And I also want to say, if you haven't already got it, make sure and get this book.
Thank you.
So guys, thank you for coming on. I hope I've helped.
Thank you so much, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
See you
Take care.
later.
Nice to meet you, Shiv.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
for the time.